Hey, how you doing? Today, you and I are going to be doing a product review for the Ellison Smart Kitchen Scale. Why does this thing cost 60 bucks? And more importantly, is it worth it? Watch this video and find out. So you ready? Let's get into this. Just a quick note, my reviews are based upon the things that I think are important. That might be a little bit different for you, so what I recommend doing is after watching my video, you watch a couple of other videos made by different content creators. That way you get a wider range of likes and dislikes and testing criteria. That in turn should help you make a more informed buying decision, and that is the most important thing of all. This is the Ellison Smart Kitchen Scale. It's actually really small. In fact, the width on this is exactly 9 inches. The depth is 6¼ inches. And the height on it, even though it probably really doesn't matter, is about 1/2 inch. It's got two distinct parts. The actual scale is the stainless steel portion, and this section is where you get all your digital readouts and everything else. If you turn this over, this just takes 4 AAA batteries. See, got 4 in there, all mismatched and everything. And I'm sad to report that they do not come with the scale. What? Those cheap bastards. The scale can read everything between 2 grams all the way up to 5,000 grams, which is about the same as 11 pounds. And it's sensitive enough to measure all that stuff in increments of 1 gram, even when you're down at the 2 gram level. On the control area, we have the power and tare button. Just hold that down to turn this on. You can see the little hello message while it's calibrating. Right here, you can see a little bit of calorie information along with carbs, fat, and protein. That is actually for the nutrition tracker app, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And you can see whatever your given measurement is and what it's reading right now up here. If we wanted to change the unit of measurement, we would just hit this button. Right now it's on milliliters, but if we click that, it changes to ounces, then to pounds and ounces, then to grams, over to milliliters, and then back to our secondary milliliters, which is for milk. That's why you got the M there. The tare function here, if you're not familiar with scales, is to zero out the scale whenever you have stuff on there. For instance, if I have this ramekin sitting on here, you can see that that's 212 grams. If I wanted to measure out, say, 10 grams of Himalayan salt or something like that, I can push this tare button here, and then it would reset the scale back to 0 with this cup on here. That way we can remove the weight of the ramekin and still pour stuff into it and get the exact weight of just that stuff. So I would just pour this in here. There's 3 grams. Oh, wow, lucky. And then there's my 10 grams of Himalayan salt. Some of you are gonna think that's really cool, and others of you are gonna write down in the comments that every kitchen scale known to mankind has that, and they're all a heck of a lot cheaper than this thing. And to that, I agree. Anyway, if we have this 10 grams of Himalayan salt on here, we can change the unit of measurement. Right there, you can see that's 0.4 ounces, about 10 milliliters if we wanted to measure it that way, and so on and so forth. Now, the rest of this stuff, the calories, the fat, the carbs, and protein that you see here on the screen is being sent over by the app on my cell phone. If you want to see something else there are some preset foods in here that are also coming from the app as well, and you would be able to select them in here. There are 50 different preset things in here right now, and those can be changed on the application as well. One thing I did notice in here though that I thought was a little bit strange was if you're over here in the meats, well, you got beef and it looks like a piece of a ribeye steak or something there, and then we got steak. And these do read out differently on here as far as calories, fat, carbs, and protein. So I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about here. Also, you got pork versus pork chops. I can kind of see that a little bit, but every cut you get is going to be a little bit different. I mean, even in the steak section, the different cuts of steak, whether it be a ribeye, a New York steak, a filet, a sirloin, or whatever, the same ounceage and all that stuff is going to be wildly different on your calculation on here. Even right here it has salmon, but that's not specifying whether that is Atlantic or Pacific salmon, because if it's Atlantic salmon, it's going to have a much higher fat content and it's going to throw all that out of whack. So on the surface, this stuff looks great, but it might not be as intuitive as you think it is. Anyway, like I said before, what's in here can be customized from the app, so if you really want to, there's probably a whole bunch of different categories of different types of meats and everything in there that we can change on this screen, so what I said might just be kind of moot. Just to demonstrate the usefulness of the scale for me, I'm going to take this plate, set it on here. You can see the plate is 388 grams. I'm going to hit the tariff feature to zero that out. I'm going to put on this piece of raw chicken breast, and I'm going to cycle through my presets until I get to my chicken breast, which is right there. Now you can see right here that I've got 322 grams of chicken breast. It's 386.4 calories, 8.4 grams of fat, and 72.5 grams of protein. If I want to change the unit of measurement, I can switch that over to ounces, and I got 11.35 ounces. That's excellent information for me, and it's the main reason I wanted to get a scale like this. With that, let's delve into the app. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Alright, going into the Fit Days app, really there's only one area you go into, and that's where your kitchen scale is listed. You can see I have some existing information here for my intake. That is everything I've taken in for today so far. So really the only place to go is right into that, so we will. And from here, this app is mostly focused on tracking your daily calories. So if I go down here, you can see everything that you've eaten for the entire day. As you can see, I've eaten nothing but California roll, eggs, and a couple of protein bars. Breakfast of champions, I guess. I've got a quick food selection area right over here, and that is where I selected the chicken breast from a couple minutes ago. If you want to change that, you can by hitting that little icon in the corner. And then you can reorder all the stuff that's in there, or you can add some commonly used foods down at the bottom, and they can go in there as well. I currently have 50 out of 50 things selected here, but you can take them out, change them around, change the order, do whatever you want. You can see right now that the app is disconnected. That's because the scale turns off every 2 minutes, and you can't do anything about that because you can't change those settings anywhere in the app or on the scale. So, gotta turn my scale back on again in order to reconnect it with the app, and I'm gonna have to do that a whole bunch of times because it's gonna keep doing that all throughout this recording. Now here is where this app kind of falls down. If I want to add something to my breakfast, lunch, or dinner, maybe let's say I'm down here in dinner. You can see that I have these 2 raw chicken breasts sitting here in dinner. I just weighed those. I didn't actually make those. So now I gotta go in and I gotta delete them because now they're in my little nutritional calendar for no reason whatsoever. So let's say I want to go ahead and add some food for dinner because it wasn't going to be raw chicken breast. Now I have a list of things here, which is not very much because it's just recently used stuff, and I can either select from any of that, or I can search the database for food. This cookies and cream flavored hero protein bar right there, I scan that to put it in here, and it says 1 bar is 78 calories with 3 grams of fiber, so on and so forth, and 9 grams of protein. If we're looking at the back of this bar, it is not that at all. It's 200 calories. It's 20 grams of protein. I mean, absolutely none of the information that's there is correct. And that's because most of the stuff that goes in here is other users adding information into the system, and it's not checked to make sure it's right. So the vast majority of stuff that you just add in is going to be wrong. The problem here is I got that information by using the scan feature, and I'll show you that in just a second. Now, if you are trying to enter food, you would start with breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks, or whatever. You're going to add the food with the little plus down there at the bottom. So under breakfast, if I hit the add section, I can select stuff here. I can select stuff from my list. I can add something in the search area up top, and everything's fine. But you'll also notice that I can't scan anything to put it in there. I just have to search for it, and that's it. So if it's not in their system, I can't add it to breakfast. So how do we get around that? We go all the way back out here, and then up the upper right, you can see the little scanner icon. So I'll click that. We're gonna try to scan this again. It's picked that up, we can select it, and you can see that once again, it is wrong on all the macros. We're gonna ignore that for now, and we're gonna save it. And if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you can see that it's selected for dinner. It didn't ask me to put it in the dinner. There's no scan function in anything, so you can't just go into what meal you want to be in first. You have to just scan it from the outside. So I'm thinking maybe I can click on dinner and then change it to a different meal or something. Let's say snacks. Put it right there. But as you can see now, it's 0 on snacks. There's 0 on snacks, 0 on lunch, 0 on breakfast, but 1 on dinner. So it's gonna put that into dinner no matter what I do for no reason whatsoever. And all I can do is either throw it in the trash or hit the complete button, and it's gonna add it to dinner. If we scroll down here, you can see that yes, indeed, it has put that bar in there for dinner. I can't click it and move it to a different meal or anything. All I can do is just delete it. And that is how this calorie tracking app works. It's absolute total garbage. And my scale is off again. Okay, now I can show you one thing that does kind of work. Let's put this plate back on here again. And you can see that the app and the scale are synchronized and it's showing up, but this plate weighs 13.7 ounces and I want to remove the plate from my weight. So I hit the tare function on the app and that zeroes it out. And you can see that it's zeroed it out on the scale also. But if I put a little bit of weight on the scale, oh wow, it worked that time. The last time we did this, they would not stay synchronized. So for now, we're gonna say that works, but I'm gonna tell you that it works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes. Whenever it doesn't work, then you would have to use the tare function on the actual scale, not on the app, because they wouldn't sync together for whatever reason. Anyway, we're gonna go back to chicken breast here again, select that. You can see that the scale has selected chicken breast. I'm going to put the chicken breast back on this plate again, 11.3 ounces once again. And now if I scroll down, we have a lot more information about that chicken breast. We got the fat, the carbs, the protein, the calories, just like you were able to see on the little screen, except now we have a whole bunch of different information, the vitamins, the minerals that are in it, and everything else. And if I put a little bit of weight on the scale, you'll see all of those numbers adjust for how much this piece of chicken weighs. This was the thing that I really wanted the scale to work well for, and it does, but it's intertwined into the calorie tracking app, and I would never use that in 100,000 years because it's terrible. It would be really great if these two functions were separate and I didn't have to go into one and just be intertwined like this. So for this type of function, yes, it's great, but I would recommend that if you get this scale, you're gonna wanna run for the hills if you're gonna use it for the actual calorie tracking app. I would just get an app from your phone app store instead. The Ellison Smart Kitchen Scale's got a lot going for it. It's very accurate, the minimum weight is really low, and if you select what you wanna weigh on the touchscreen, it'll break it down to calories, protein, carbs, and fat. As far as just acting like a scale, it's everything you want. However, the app that comes with it is absolutely horrific. The nutrition tracker is really clunky, and there just seems to be a whole lot of bugs in the software. If everything worked flawlessly, then I'd say they can justify the price, but the way it is, I'm really not so sure. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ellison Smart Kitchen Scale, I do have an Amazon affiliate link for it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay 1 cent. Also, I'd like to take a quick second to acknowledge all of our channel members right here. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you liked this video, and I hope you did, then you might like this playlist right here where I have reviews for all my kitchen gadgets and utensils. If you're just looking for something small to make your workflow just that little bit easier, then you might want to check in there and see if there's anything you might like. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.